You got to know how to talk to white folk. Jasmine Crockett, how dare you? You got to be nice to white folk. They don't like all that aggressive Negro antics. See the way I talk to white folk? I talk to them real good. I don't want to get daddy mad now. The President of the United States, he run a good country for us. Look at us. We's free. We eat food. We get to dance. We get TikTok. We can do Instagram. That's a good man. Stephen A. Smith. You at it again, man. ESPN, he talks his shit, always has talked his shit. Boisterous, loud. That's what he does. He criticizes whoever's in his goddamn path. That's what he does.
Comedian Godfrey has had it with this guy.
I just disagree on what she's making headlines for because I think it's counterproductive to the ultimate goal. But yet, here we are, and the word disrespect comes in. And people try to engage with words, like disrespect and implying misogyny and all of this other nonsense. Stop it. Can we just say, yo, Stephen A., I disagree with you. Here's why. We got Willie D. Put up that quote, please. He's putting out quotes or text or tweets about me. Let's see that again. Stephen A. Smith taking shots at Jasmine Crockett ain't just messy, it's weak. Dude is sitting on one of the biggest mics in America, and instead of using it to uplift, he's tearing down a black woman who's out here putting in real work. That ain't critique, that's betrayal. Jasmine Crockett ain't the problem. She's the kind of woman who walks into rooms full of snakes and makes the snakes flinch. Meanwhile, Stephen's showing what happens when a paycheck gets louder than the principal. That sucker straight up, end quote. Wow, Willie D. You sure are uplifting.
Because he went after her.
To touch on something, because I know that many of you prepared for today's hearing by making sure that you got a little bit of information about immigrants and crime in your cities. Let me ask each of the mayors, just yes or no. Have any of you been made aware of any immigrant that has had 34 felony convictions that has still been able to roam around in your cities? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
34 felony convictions.
No,
from the
Congresswoman.
immigrants. Anybody?
I'm not aware.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious because we are so concerned about crime, and I know that my Republican colleagues would never want anybody with 34 felony convictions roaming around because that could be a danger to the community, but I will move on.
Thus, Godfrey had some critiques.
What you said about Jasmine Crockett, I don't agree with. Jasmine Crockett is qualified for what she does. She has earned her degrees. You don't have a degree in that. You're great at the sports. She don't try to correct you on how to talk about sports. And you're telling her how to talk to the president. How is she supposed to talk? She's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. She has more balls than most of these motherfuckers in the Democratic Party have. She speaks up for people's rights. She speaks up when she sees something wrong. She's calling it out the way Jasmine supposed to call that. That's the way she does it. I just don't like the way you're telling her how to talk. Her style is bad because she's right on point. She always has facts. She reads people. So what's the problem, Steve?
This is what frustrates so many about, let's be real, a celebrity like Stephen A.
And so when men are frustrated with this system, it feels like they fight us. And I would put Stephen A. Smith in that category too. I'm mad at y'all for having joy. I'm mad at y'all for having success. I'm mad at y'all for surpassing us on college campuses. And so it's a small sect of men that are so angry and hurt that they're willing to align with the people who oppress us. What am I getting wrong? Because if you listen to Stephen A. Smith and you find anything other than some absolute pure self-hating little dick energy nonsense from that half-witted idiot basking in the non-existent rays of his own ignorance, it is sad to me that he even gets an audience of black men. Why aren't black men right now saying, F Stephen A. Smith, we banning him, we not listening to his podcast, we're not watching his show anymore? That's what black women do. We organize.
Yeah. Tiffany Cross put it in perspective.
So I resent the fact that she's being talked about as someone who's just showing up for a show. This is someone who is working very hard to get the needs of the American people's interests met and those of her district. And now, speaking of her district, did you know that the Republican state legislature created a district map for Jasmine Crockett's district where they carved her house where she resides out of her district? Does that sound like a group of people who want to work with her? Would you work with someone who is calling you out of your name and calling you low IQ? Would you work with someone who has people in the House of Representatives who are making fun of your appearance in Congress? That is actually how we got to beach blonde, bad built, butch body.
Angela Rye also took a blowtorch to Stephen A's narrative.
So I just want us to be very clear about the challenges ahead and the fact that, yes, the most disrespected and unprotected person in this country is the Black woman.
Now back to Godfrey.
Look at the way you talk about your sports. You gonna tell me that I'm not talking here. I know him. And he is horrible. It was abysmal. That's you, man. No one's telling you how to do that. That's how you make your money, by using your style. Jasmine has her style, and I think it's wonderful and refreshing to strong Black women. Yo, man, you should be on her side. We should be protecting someone like Jasmine Crockett. Fuck that, right? I call her Jasmine the Rocket Crockett, man. The Rocket. You understand? You got to be protecting her. You kind of played her with that. Come on, Steve. Come on.
I want to be clear about a few things. All right, first off, Stephen A. Smith is a performer. He has transformed what he has billed as journalistic integrity into performance. His entire career now, getting paycheck after paycheck, excuse me, Mr. Microphone, is built on performance. That's the reason that he is getting so much money with ESPN. As I've stated previously, it also goes hand in hand with ESPN clinging on for dear life outside of the contracts they have with the leagues. If it wasn't for that, they would be cooked. They just would. So that is why they bring in Pat McAfee. That is why they bring in Stephen A. Smith or re-up with Stephen A. Smith, because they are clinging on for dear life outside of live sports programming. And they still attract eyeballs. Not as many as a game, but they attract a lot. So they keep them there. But what I need everybody to understand with this performance is that it's something that he has tried to perfect over the years. If you recall, he did soap operas. He starred in soap operas because he wanted to improve his acting. This is a man who is trying to perfect that craft as he makes more appearances on television, whether it is in an acting role, which he has done, I believe, for even... was it Creed 2, I think? Soap operas. He's going to be guest hosting Good Morning America. Take that what you will. And it leads me to this. If you happen to unfortunately tune in or see the clip of him on News Nation where he stormed off and he's talking about Kamala Harris and Hamas, it is performative, guys. It is not authentic. This is not a serious person. Him going after Jasmine Crockett, there are ways to do it. He picked the lowest of low-hanging fruits. I'll give you an example. Ask her about her campaign donations. Ask her about her support for the I country. Those are simple. Those are layups, in my opinion. Ask her about getting money out of politics. Those are critiques. Going after her for the way she speaks, it's asinine, man. It's an ill-informed take. It shows that you're not really seeing like what's going on. You're watching a clip or two and then just drawing a conclusion. And that's why he's getting checked over and over and over again. And I don't even care if you like some of the folks that are checking him, because I know the comments are sometimes split, but they're right. They're right because what he's doing is so incredibly shallow. It's preposterous. It really is. Like what I find so, I'm ranting, what I find so difficult about this job is that we are just fighting misinformation constantly, left and right, 24/7, whether it is some schmucks on Twitter or whether it is somebody who has a humongous following and takes him seriously like Stephen A. Smith. Like it feels like the left consistently consistently. Instead of organizing, instead of doing the things to put better candidates in office, we're having to fact check the morons. I'll just end there. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.